If you're following Johnny and Amber and things around them, you probably know Johnny was recently at the Cannes Film Festival for Jean Dabari, and Amber was at a smaller film festival I can't quite pronounce for her movie In the Fire. This tweet popped up recently. It says that Amber was an executive producer on In the Fire. Amber Heard Archive says, Amber Heard's an executive producer of In the Fire. I stand with Amber. And the tweet's got almost 25,000 views, which isn't so bad. It's from July 10th, 2023. Now, I gotta admit, I don't have my head fully wrapped around this, because I always get a little confused about the roles of producers and things like that. So I want to see what some people are saying, and I did some research on executive producer. Now, in the name of fairness, I gotta call it as I see it, and in this case, the person who defended Amber might have a point, but I'll let you decide too. And this person responds and says, no, executive producer is just a vanity credit they sometimes give actors. The actors are not actually financing the movie. They all have their own production companies. They run all their expenses through their own production company as deductions for their taxes. And this person, Joan Hess, who's a longtime Johnny fan, responds, and she looked up, why do actors become executive producers? Why do actors become executive producers? Actors may become executive producers on a project if they are contributing to the finances for it. They don't say how much, a percentage or whatever. Could be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, but they put your name up there for whatever reason. Maybe you're good with them behind the scenes or whatever, and they throw it up there. That detail, I guess, varies. They themselves may front funding for the film or bring in investors for the production on account of their connections, which allows them to earn an executive producer credit. So, right, they can earn the credit, but they don't have to actually finance the whole foundation and the whole movie. I'm almost sure of it, because you see producer and executive producer for a movie you hear took like $250 million to make, and they're not floating that whole bill. They couldn't, and they probably wouldn't. So I tend to think this person, a Swedish chick, has a point. And Nora Girl says she probably pledged the money for production here. Right, so Amber said, I'll produce the money. I'll give you guys $7 million for it. And they were like, okay, Amber. And we know how that ends. Birdie says, I'm positive someone else paid for it. That could be too. Someone might have handed Amber money, Amber handed them money, said she did it. You never know. Either way, she paid her way in and paid for the support she's getting from the crew. It makes everything make so much more sense now. And that could be, yes. And there's also Hot Chocolate Monopoly, late nights. So I did some research too on what an executive producer does. I asked, can an executive producer produce a movie without contributing money? Yes, an executive producer can produce a movie without contributing money directly. In the film industry, the role of an executive producer can vary widely, and their involvement can be more focused on the creative or business aspects of the production rather than providing financial backing, which we know Little Miss Barrett didn't do creatively. I can't say for sure. I wasn't there, but historically, when you ask her about a character she plays, she gives a very, very surface level answer, as if there was no research done about the character. I can't say for sure, but from what I've seen, from what's got out there, which is pretty much everything she says, that's what I get. And they also say the executive producer oversees and manages important decisions about budgeting, scheduling, and creative elements. Now, one of the people in the film did say, hey, Amber should direct someday. So I guess they were trying to hint she was doing more than the mediocre to not so good acting, but we need more details on that. I can't picture it personally, but I can't say for sure she didn't. And it goes on to say that executive producers can contribute financially, but it's not always their main role. All right, so I learned something there. It's worth noting that specific roles and responsibilities of an executive producer can vary from project to project. Okay, so they have some similar information throughout this explanation. Now, for me personally, like I said, I can't confirm for sure. I don't actually know Little Miss Mera, but I don't take her as the creative, managing type. I see her as somebody who goes along with the plan, gets in what they can get in on so they can boost themselves. That's my opinion, though. Who knows? Maybe you know who was a creative genius. Let me know what you think down below. Shout out to Joan Hess. Seen her around here before. Maybe not recently, but nonetheless, seen her at the channel. And if not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be real sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.